What are triggers? Triggers are the automated operations which are fired when a DML event occurs. Triggers are the automated operations which is fired when a DML event performed on the object. When I say DML event, insertion of record, updation of record, deletion and delete. So insert, update, delete, delete. Whenever we try to perform any DML operation on an object, then automatically triggers will be fired. Now there are two types of triggers we have. One is before triggers, other one is the after triggers. The triggers which are fired before the data is saved to database. Triggers which are fired before the data is saved to database are called before triggers. Triggers which are fired after the data is saved to database are called after triggers. So we have before triggers and after triggers. The overall picture is going to be like this. On an object, some DML event occurred. When you make any DML on this object, when a DML event occurs on the object, then before trigger, after running the before trigger, save the data to the table, save to object. Then we have after trigger, so on an object, when a DML operation occurs, before trigger is fired, then save the data to the object, then after trigger. So before trigger, save, then after trigger. When a DML event occurs, before trigger, save the data, after trigger. Before trigger, save the data, after trigger. Right. Now, how many types of triggers are there? There are two types of triggers. As I told you, one is, all of you mute your mic. As I told you, before triggers and after triggers. So what are before triggers now? What are before triggers now? They are fired before the data is saved to database. What are after triggers? After the data is saved to database, whatever the triggers are there, they will be fired. Now, before trigger means this will be before insert, before update, before delete. After triggers means after insert, after update, after delete. So we have before insert, before update, before delete, after insert, after update, after delete, after delete. So total there are 7 events. Out of 7, 3 are before, 4 are after. Right. Right, boss? Okay. Now we are going to start with insert triggers. We'll start with the insert trigger. We'll start with insert trigger. So what is this insert trigger? Go back to the story. How you write a trigger first? Syntax of a trigger. If you want to write a trigger name on S object, Now we wrote example. Trigger example on account trigger remove on contact before. If you want to write multiple events, we can write before insert, after update, like that we can define it. Right. So write these fixing examples. Create a after insert trigger on case. Create a after insert, after update, trigger on account. Create a before insert, after update, before delete, do this. Create these 3 examples. Create these 3 examples. Right. So this is the syntax. Now let us go with the insert triggers. So look at the story, Amma. Now, when are the insert triggers going to be fired? Insert triggers are going to be fired when you try to insert the data from any source. You may insert the data using an FX programming. You may insert the data using a data loader. You may insert the data from a page layout. You may insert the data from XYZ. So it doesn't matter from where you are inserting. If you make an attempt of inserting the data, the trigger will be fired. Now, by default, every trigger is called bulk trigger. By default, every trigger is called bulk trigger because if you are trying to insert the data from a data loader, you may insert 1000 record or 1 lakh record. I'm not. If I'm inserting through an Apex program, it is not necessary that it should be a single record. Now, trigger will always assume that you are inserting a group of records. Even though you may insert a single record, but trigger will assume that you are inserting a group of record. So, by default, every trigger is bulk trigger. 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 Now, let us see. I have a record. When I click on save, this is the record which we are trying to insert. The record which we are trying to insert, the moment I say insert, automatically what happened? Before insert trigger will be fine. Right. Now, in the before insert trigger, we have a variable called trigger.new. What is this trigger.new variable? This variable will contain list of all the new records which you are trying to insert. Now, in this case, how many records I am inserting? Only one record. But if I am inserting the same data from data loader, it may insert group of records. So, trigger.new is nothing but it is a list of S object. Trigger.new is what? List of S object. It will contain list of all the new records which you are trying to insert. List of all the new records which you are trying to insert. Trigger.new. This variable will contain the list of all the new records which you are trying to insert. In this case, which record will be there? Wipro 0401234 hard. Now tell me, if I write a SQL query in this before insert, which records will come? Let us say I have a table like this. Now, if I write a SQL query in before insert, in the before insert, if I write a SQL query, which records will come? Only TCS and Dell will come. Only TCS and Dell. What about this Wipro record? What about this Wipro record? Wipro record is not even inserted, right? When you insert, before saving, before trigger means before this Wipro record is saved to database, the trigger is running. If I write a SQL query, which record will come? Only the data which is saved to the table will be coming. Whatever the new record I have taken, this is not yet saved to database. Whatever the new record I have taken, this is not yet saved to the database. So, the new records which we are inserting, they are not yet saved to database. If you want to refer to those new record, I have to refer them like a trigger.new. So, what is a trigger.new? Trigger.new is a reference variable which is used to refer to the list of new record which we are trying to insert. Okay, trigger.new is the reference variable. Trigger.new is the variable which will contain list of all the new records which we are trying to insert. Are you getting my point? Now, if I write a SQL query, only the data which is successfully saved to database will come. But this record, is before insert. The new record is not yet saved. Before the record is saved to database, we are writing the logic. So the new record is not saved to database. Then how do you refer to the new record? By using a keyword called trigger.new. Are you clear about it? Okay. So look at the story. Developer console. Apex trigger. On which object? Account object. Trigger name on your object before insert. First, fetch all the new records. List of account is equal to dot the list of new records. Fetch the new records which you are trying to insert. Then take one by one record. For account A, then I told A dot rating equal to, I modified the value of rating equal to 4 because the data is not yet saved. Before the data is saved, I made changes. Now the modified data will be saved to database because new record is not yet saved. I clicked on save. Before the record is getting saved to database, in between I stopped. I made some changes. Then I saved. Are you getting my point? When you click on save, record is going to save. Before the record is getting saved, I interrupted. I made some changes. Then it is saved to database. Right. Now look at the story. Account, new account. Now a new account record is created. Automatically the value of rating is kept as, because here I gave rating equal to. Whenever I made an attempt to save a new record, automatically trigger fired. Trigger made the changes what is necessary. Then the record is saved. Are you getting my point here? Is that was clear? Now look at the story. Again I was trying to insert the record. You see here, I didn't enter any other data. Save it. But the rating is what? How are you getting the rating code? Because I told trigger. Before a new record is inserted. When you make an attempt to insert a new record, then what it is taking? Taking the new record, modifying the rating equal to code, then it is saved. Is that was clear for everyone? People who followed? Right. Let us do this example then. Create a trigger. Which will set stage name as prospecting. Create trigger, which will set the stage name as prospecting and close it as 15 days from today.
హలో సార్.
Yes.
సో ఇప్పుడు మనం అకౌంట్ క్రియేట్ చేసే టైంలోనే ఇప్పుడు మనం రేటింగ్ ఇచ్చేస్తే అది ఓవర్ రైడ్ అవుతుందా సార్, అది వాల్యూ, లేకపోతే
Yes,
మనం ఇచ్చిన
overriding.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Hi, sir.
Yes.
So before insert, so the record will contain the ID or not for that new records? Or ID will be generated after saving?
ID will be generated only after record is saved.
After saving. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Complete this example. So how did you define trigger? Example on opacity before insert. Then what is the first step we need to do? Is the after list equal to trigger dot t. After list equal to trigger dot t. Take one by one record. What happened for after list? Then we give after dot his name equal to prospect. After dot close date equal to is that was clear for everyone? Right. Next. Create a trigger on case. When a new case is created, set priority normal origin origin as email, then set priority as normal, status as complete this example. Then trigger example on case. Trigger example on a case before insert. So what we do? Case is equal to trigger dot new. Then take one by one case. Case C. Then what you are supposed to do? If C dot origin equal to email, then we had C dot status equal to new, C dot priority equal to, right? So whenever a new case is created with the origin as email, then set status equal to new, priority equal to normal. Is that was clear for everyone? Right? Everyone has followed this story? Right. When is this trigger going to fire? Before the record is saved. Before the record is saved, the trigger is going to fire. Before trigger, before the data is saved to database, if any changes you want to make, that is implemented using before trigger. Before the data is saved to database, if you want to make any changes, then we need to go for before trigger. So what is the variable we have? Trigger dot new. Trigger dot new contain list of records. On trigger dot new, what I can perform? I can perform read operation and also write operation. They're able to modify the data which is in trigger dot. Is that was clear? Okay. Now, if the record is already saved now, if the record is already saved, now look at the story. What if the record is already saved? I clicked on save, then record is saved to database. Now let us say TCS. You entered some other data, but finally what is saved to database? This is saved to database. This is the data we entered, but finally this is the data which is saved. Okay. Once the data is saved, then what will happen now? After insert trigger will be called. After insert. What is this after insert? This trigger will be fired after the record is saved to database. The record which is successfully saved to database. The record which is successfully saved to database, that record is referred as trigger.new. In this case, in after insert trigger, what is trigger.new? Trigger.new will contain record which is successfully saved. What is the data we are entering in the trigger.new in the before insert? In the before insert, trigger.new is Wipro 0401234 hot. That is a trigger.new in before insert. In after insert trigger, what is trigger.new? Wipro 3333 hot. The record which is successfully saved, that record is referred as trigger.new. The list of new records which are successfully saved, they are referred as trigger.new. After the record is successfully saved, whatever the data we have, that record is referred as trigger.new. In after insert also, we have a variable called trigger.new. But the trigger.new contain list of new record which are successfully saved. Now, if I write a SQL query here, which records will come? If I write a SQL query, which records will come? If you write a SQL query, which records will come? Now, TCS, Dell. Why? All the three records are successfully saved. Any data which is successfully saved, if you want to modify, you have to write a SQL query, get the data modified using DML. Now, previously, we are able to modify without DML because data is not saved. That is the reason whatever the changes I made, they are directly applied to the database. But now, once the data is saved to database, after 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 the data is saved to database, if you want to make any changes, I have to write a SQL query, get the data, make the changes, perform the DML operation. After the data is saved, once the data is saved to database, if you want to make any changes, I have to write a SQL query, get the data, modify it, then update it. Right. So let us look at the example. So what is the story we have? In the before insert, trigger.new contain new records which we want to insert. On trigger.new, what I can perform? Read operation and write operation. In the after insert, trigger.new contain list of new records which are inserted. On trigger.new, what we can perform? Read operation. Why? Because the data is saved to database. If you want to make any changes, you have to write a SQL query, get the data, modify the data. Again I repeat, trigger.new, in the before insert, trigger.new contain list of new record which you want to insert. Trigger.new contain list of new records which we are trying to insert. On the trigger.new data, I can perform read operation, I can perform write operation. Now after insert, in the after insert trigger, the data what we are trying to insert, the data what we have inserted successfully, the data what is inserted successfully, the data which is inserted successfully, that is in trigger.new. On trigger.new, what I can perform? Read operation. Why? Once the data is saved to database, if anybody want to make any changes, they have to write a SQL query, get the data, make the changes using DML. I hope you got my point. Look at the story. What is the trigger? After. Get me stop trigger dot list of new records. Then for take one by one account and create opportunity for it. For account A, what I'm doing, for every account I'm trying to create opportunity. When can I create an opportunity for an account? If I want to create an opportunity for an account, first the account should be inserted successfully. Only after account is inserted, I can create an opportunity for it. Am I right? Only after the account is successfully inserted, I will be able to create opportunity for it. That is the reason I am taking after insert. After the account is inserted, opportunity name equal to account name. prospecting. Close date equal to then OP dot account ID equal to A dot. Now, is it a good practice to insert the record within a loop? It is not a good practice to perform DML operation within a loop. Now, what should I do? If it is not a good practice, then what should I do? List of opportunity. Then I give after list dot add insert. Then what I am doing? Take one by one account. For every account, we are creating a opportunity. Whenever a new account is created, create an opportunity for the account. Once again, I'll do from the beginning. First, get all the new accounts. Insert it. List of accounts equal to dot list of new accounts we got it. Then create list of opportunities. Did you get why I have taken after insert trigger for this? If I want to create an opportunity for an account, first the account should be there. After the account is created, then only I can create an opportunity. I cannot run this using before insert. Now, only after the account is inserted, it will get account ID. Only when you have account ID, I can create an opportunity for it. Then take one by one account. For account A. Right. So what I am doing, create one by one opportunity. Prospecting. Then we had OP dot account ID equal to A dot after list dot add. This is how I create. People have followed. So let us execute this exam. Go to the account object. New account. We have some data I have given. See. Whenever a new account is created, then there is a new opportunity which was created with the prospecting and 15 days from today. When a new account is created, automatically trigger is firing, it is creating an opportunity. Are you getting that context? Everyone has followed them? Is that was clear for everyone? Right? Now, what is this trigger? Trigger is automated action. You want some action to be automatically performed when a DML is performed. Whenever a new record is created, I want some action to be automatically performed. Whenever a new record is created, I want some action to be automatically performed. That's where I'm going with triggers. Before insert, before the record is saved to database. After insert, after the record is saved to database. Before insert, before the record is saved to database. After insert, after the record is saved to database. I hope you are good with this. Right. Let us take a quick examples. Try these examples, everyone.
Satish,
Let me give an exercise. You can ask a question. Whenever a new account is created, create a new case. Right. Create this example. Yes, go ahead, Amma. What is your query online? Someone from online.
Satish, what is the difference between inserting a data in the loop or outside the loop?
Inside the loop, if you write, now if the loop goes 1,000 times, 1,000 insert command will be called 1,000 times. Right. There is a limit that we can only call the DML 150 times. There is a limit. We can only call the DML only 150 times. We can only call the DMLs only 150 times. Got my point? In the loop, we cannot do it because we have a limit of 150 DMLs. If you write a loop, if the loop is running more than 150 times, then it throws an error.
Satish?
Yes.
Yeah, I tried to implement the first one, which is on the opportunity, but it is not triggering the before insert
It's
on the
not
close date and the stage name.
why? What is the error you are getting?
I'm not getting any error, but when I try to create an opportunity, it says
Should be after insert, no? It's not before insert.
before insert.
It's after insert. What we discussed now is an after insert.
Yeah, what we discussed now, it is after insert. Yeah, I agree. In the notepad, what you have given the first one. Yeah.
Okay.
Which will stage as stage name as prospecting and close date as 15 days from today.
What
When
is
I
the
try
output
to
you are
create,
getting there?
when I'm trying to give only the opportunity name and I'm trying to save because close date and stage
It's
name
an
should
error,
be
right?
set by
No.
yeah.
Trigger will run after you save the record. Validation rules are going to fire error message. You have to enter some data. You have to enter the stage name and the close date also. The record field.
Okay, then this will be overwriting with the
Exactly.
whatever we give.
Exactly.
Okay, since these are required fields, so whatever value we give, so inside it will be whatever we give the before insert.
Yes.
Constant.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So how did you do that? Done. So we are giving then we are going to take list of account. Right. Then we are supposed to take list of case. Then what I ask you to take one by one. Account A. Then you are supposed to take if A dot industry equal to if industry equal to banking, if industry equal to banking, then we are trying to create a case. Issue kit. And I told C dot origin, C dot status, and C dot account ID equal to A dot ID. Cases dot add. Right, boss. What was that? Once the account is created, immediately create case. Once the account is created, immediately create a case. Right. I hope you are good with this. So this should be after or before. What will happen if I go with before? If you want to create a case for an account, first the account should be there. No. Only when there is an account, we can go with the creation of case for it. So without account, I cannot create a case for it. So first the account should be created, then the case will be created for this. I hope everyone is good with this exam. Clear for everyone? Followed up? Okay. Now let us move on to the next story. So before insert, before the data is saved, before insert trigger is fired. After insert, after the record is saved, after the record is saved, after insert trigger will be fired. Now the question here is, whatever the triggers we are writing, they are going to have some local variables. Like I told you, trigger.new in the before insert, trigger.new in the after insert. So what is the trigger.new? Trigger is a class. New is a variable. New is a variable, static variable defined in the trigger class. Because it is a static variable, how do we call class name dot variable name? Now, if it is a static variable, how do you call it? Class name dot variable name. That is the reason we got trigger dot new. Actually, trigger is a class. New is a variable. So, trigger dot new variable in the before insert, it is going to refer to what? Trigger dot new variable in the before insert is going to refer to data which we are trying to insert. Now, trigger dot new in after insert is going to refer to data which we have inserted. The new records which are already successfully saved right now. I hope everyone is good. Here we have account themes now. Right. What is this account themes? Now we have a business account. Now mine is a marketing company. I do marketing process for a business. Okay, any company which approaches me, I do the marketing for them and I'll sell their products. Now, one of the company which approached me is Lodha Constructions. They approached me. They told me they're constructing 150 flats. They told me they're constructing 150 flats. They want marketing and they want the sales. Then, now CapitalInfo Solution is the organization for which one of the account is Lodha. Now, from CapitalInfo Solution, they send Satish as the owner of the record. So, who is the concerned person to take care about this Lodha business? Satish is the concerned person. Now, account name Lodha, owner of the account is Satish. Now, what are the activities involved in this? Now, I have to take the customer for the site visit. I have to get the loans approved for the customers. At the same time, I have to market, and also I have to take care about registration legal issues. Now, I alone is unable to handle the entire process because there are 150 flats, right? So the procedure will be more number of customers will be coming to me. Then I have to go for a site visit. I have to take for legal procedure, bank loans. So I cannot handle alone. So I formed a team. And I told Ravi, you take care about site visit. Kiran, you take care about banking issues. Prasad, you take care about legal issues. Then what is it? I formed a team. We as a team working on that account and delivering the required services. Are you getting? When account is too big, when we are getting a lot of, when account is too big or it is having more potential and I alone cannot handle it, I am forming a team. What is the team called? Account team. Then Ravi, Kiran, Prasad are called as what? Account team members. Now every team member will have a role to play. Now Ravi's role site visits, Kiran role banking operation, Prasad role legal operation. So I formed a team and told team, you take care about this following activities. We as a team work and resolve the issues on this account. Right. Then how to form the team for an account? Generally, every record will have a owner. He is the concerned person to take care about it. Now, here also I have a owner. But how do you form a team on the account? If you want to form a team on the account, set up, build, customize, accounts, account teams. Build, customize, accounts, account teams. Enable account teams. This how. Team member roles. You can use the existing roles or you can create your own roles here. Right. Now, my requirement. Whenever a new account is created with annual revenue more than 50 lakhs, create Wilson as a account team member. Whenever a new account is created with annual revenue more than 50 lakhs, then add Wilson as a account team member. So look at our user. In our case, there is no Wilson, make it. Okay. Then look at the story. Now I am creating a next example. Because the existing code will interrupt us. So go to the triggers. Which trigger is this? Account team member will be created after account is created or before account is created? After the account is created. Only after the account is created. So I have after. Then first fetch the user Wilson. First fetch the user Wilson. How do you fetch it? Select ID from user where yes. Fetch all the new accounts. Where are the new accounts? List of account. Dot. Create a list of account team members. Then list of account team. But internally there is a table called account team member. Internally there is a table called account team member. For account A, take one by one account. Then I am taking account team equal to account team. For every account we are trying to create it. I told there is a condition, right? What is our condition? If A dot annual revenue greater than then ATM dot account ID. For which account we want to create an account team member? ID of the account on which account team member should be created. ATM dot user. Whom you want to make as account team member? ID of the user. Then account team member role. Team member role. What is the role of team member? Role of the team member. Basically, it's a table. In the table, what we do? If an account is a table, we are assigning a value, inserting it. Contact is a table, assigning a value, inserting it. Account team member is a table, you give the proper values, insert it. Are you getting my point? Account is a table, assign the value, inserting it. Contact is a table, assigning the value, inserting it. Similarly, account team member is also a table, assign the value and insert it. Then ATM dot access level. Then teams dot add so listen to the point. So if you want to create a team member, it is asking us on which account you want to make a team member, which user you want to make a team member, what is the role of the user, and what type of access you want to give for the user. Now listen to the story. To make it more visible for you, I will do this. Setup, security controllers, On account object, I made a private. What is the OWD I gave? Private I gave. OWD on the account I gave it as private. Then go to this student profile, remove view all, modify all access. Right. OWD is private, view all, modify I removed. Then I want to log in like a right. Now let me log into Wilson. Log in as Wilson. Once OWD is applied, there are no records visible, right? There are no accounts visible because the OWD is private, no records are visible. Now go to this one minute, Amma. Actually, username dev notes is a. I have to modify this. Alias name equal to. Okay. Now let me go back to the story. I am trying to insert the new record here. Account. Citibank, industry, banking, annual revenue. New account is created. New account is created with annual revenue more than. Right. Then what should I do? Go to Wilson. Go to accounts. View it. You was able to see. Now you was able to see the record. Why you are able to see the record? Because you are made as account team member and you are given an access of read. Try to edit it, insufficient. Why I gave only read access? I made you as account team member, granted the access for you, and you are asked to see the record. Are you getting my point here? I gave OWD as private, so you are not able to see, but still you are able to see the record because whenever a new account is created with the annual revenue more than 50 lakhs, I made you as account team member. When you are made as account team member, you will have access to this account. You can see this account. As a team member, you can see this account. How can I see whether account team member is created or not? Go to the Citibank, scroll down to the bottom. You are able to see here account team. Who is that? Student. Wilson is the account team member. Are you getting? When this concept will run, boss, if you want a team of people to collaborate and work on this account, then we create one user as the account team member. If you want a team of people to collaborate and work on this account, if account is too big, to handle, then I will form a team to handle it. The team is called account teams. Now each member is called account team member. To create a account team member, we need to know which account is that, which user is that, what type of role you are giving, what type of access you are giving. Is that was clear for everyone? Followed, Amma? Now, once again, account teams. If account is too big to handle, then I form a team to handle the account. The team is called account team. Each member is called account team member. To form the account team member, we need to know the fields. On which account we want to create this team member, whom you want to create as a team member, what is the role of the team member, what type of access you want to give. So look at the story here. Now look at the line number 10 to line number 15. Check the code. If you have any query, let me know. Look at the account team member, ID of the account team member, ID of the account, ID of the user, team member role, account access level. Is that was clear for everyone? Followed everyone? Followed them?
Satish, one small doubt here.
Yes.
When we say teams dot add ATM, then only the record will be added into the list of teams, right?
Come again.
Line number 15, which says teams dot add, that is ATM. So that will insert the above list of one record into the teams list, right?
Yeah. See, it's not adding the team list. It is creating the team member. Account will be the one. On the account, child object is account team member. Team member is created.
Yes, already in the add statement will already be created, right? So how different is insert teams again, DML operation?
Both are the same thing I'm doing, no? See, here also what I'm doing a DML only. There manually I was writing the code, here is automatically happening. That's only the difference. There, the same code, if I write it separately, what will happen? The same thing will happen. But here, I am executing manually. Here the system is going to automatically fire this code. Are you getting? There is no difference in the code. Here, when this code is going to run? When trigger is fired, when the following condition is met, run this code. Now, no, I want this code to run separately like this. Like how you practice the other examples, basically DMLs, you want to create like this. Then what happened? You are also doing the same, no? What are you doing here? You are trying to insert a new team member using DML operation. What did I do here? It is also DML operation only, no?
Yeah, then already line number 15 is inserting the record, right? So why are we giving again the DML?
Line number 15 is not inserting the record. It is adding the record to the list. Teams.add. It is adding the element to the list. Insertion is inserted.
Okay.
Right, boss? I hope you got the story. Everyone has followed this? Followed or not followed? Right? Okay. Everyone is good with this example? Right? Okay. Let us go to the next story. Let us do next example. Now, whenever a new, now it is account. If you want for opportunity, you have to enable opportunity teams. Now it is a must for you to enable. It is a must for you to enable account teams. If you enable the account teams, then only the code will run. How do you enable the account teams? Setup, build, customize, account teams, enable. Similarly, we have to do the same for opportunities. If you want to try for an opportunity, what should I do? If you want to enable for opportunity, what should I do? Set up, build, customize, opportunities, opportunity teams, opportunity team settings. If you want to do the same for opportunity. Then, if it is an account team, we are getting what? Account ID of the account access level, team member, user ID. First, let us do this example. Whenever a new account is created with industry as rate ranking and rating as hot, then create Ravi as account team member, sales executive, and access. Do this, write this trigger.
Hi Satish,
Yes.
I have a question regarding account teams. Not in the Apex programming, it's from the admin point of view. Who has the authority to create those team members?
So
adding team members.
if you have the permission on the account, you can create it.
So the owner is allowed
Yes.
to create
Yes.
the and for that authority, the system administrator has to give the access for creating the team members.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So can you show me how the system administrator can give the access for the team manager to give that
Every
access?
user has a right to create account teams, and he can create a default team for him. The user who has a owner for it, he has. If you are given a permission to modify the account record, you have a permission to create the team members. Okay. Got
Yeah.
it?
Okay.
If you are
Is it the same with the opportunity
yes, sir.
also?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Satish.
Make an attempt of writing the time pass people. Right. Write the code.
Hi, Satish.
Yeah.
One more question regarding the opportunities splits.
Okay.
How the opportunity splits are created?
We'll discuss it.
Oh, okay.
make an attempt of writing it. Then how did you do that? Trigger. Example on account. Either after or before? After, because unless the account is there, we cannot create team member. After insert. Then first get all the new records. Then create a list of team members. Create a team list. List of take one by one account. Then check out if a dot industry equal to banking and a dot rating equal to hot. Account team member. So then account ID, user ID. We are not written the SQL query actually. So you are supposed to write SQL query. User where first name. So you wrote ID. Then I told team member role, sales executive. Then we have access. Right. Then we are going to teams.add AT. Then we are trying to insert this record. This is how we create it. Right, boss? I hope everyone is good with this. Right? So, trigger, we are just done with the insert. When are these triggers fired? On an object, when a record is inserted or updated or modified, we want some automated action to be performed, like a workflow rule, like a process builder. When a record is created, some action should be automated. Then we go for trigger. Now, how many types of triggers are there? 2 types of triggers. Before triggers and after triggers. What are before triggers? Triggers that are fired before saving the data to database are called before triggers. After triggers. Triggers that are fired after the records are saved to database are called after triggers. Now, in the before triggers, trigger dot, okay, what are the before triggers? Before insert, before update, before delete. After triggers, after insert, after update, after delete, after undelete. Now in the insert triggers, we have seen before insert trigger, trigger dot new. This will contain list of new records which we are trying to insert. On that record, what we can perform? Read, write. After means after the record is successfully saved, then the trigger is called. The list of new records which are successfully saved, they are called trigger dot new. In after insert trigger, in trigger dot new, what we can perform? Only read operation. If you want to make any changes, write a SQL query, get the data, make the changes, then update. I hope you are good with this. This is what we have done for the day. We'll continue tomorrow with update triggers. Context is clear for everyone. Now, did you follow why I have taken before, why I have taken after? After I have taken because I want to create a chain. Chain can be created only after parent is created. Okay, boss.